What do great affiliate programs provide for their affiliates? If you're going to run a consistently growing, thriving affiliate program, it is your responsibility to make sure your partners have everything they need. And I mean everything. But what are the most important things you need to provide for them? Well, that's what today's episode is all about. Welcome to the Affiliate Guy podcast. If you want to grow your income, serve your tribe, and enjoy all the benefits of affiliate marketing and having your own affiliates, you're in the right place. Thanks for joining me today. Let's get started. So one of the things that I've noticed over the past 16, almost 17 years now running affiliate programs is that the great affiliate programs provide 5 things for their affiliates. These are pretty consistent. They're across the affiliate programs that we've run, that we've seen friends of ours run, people that we respect, great affiliate managers, just companies that have good affiliate managers and the like, that we've seen these 5 things. And I'm going to share today. And it took a little bit of work. Those of you who know me know I love acronyms. It makes it super easy to remember. And we're going to use the acronym GREAT. I will be the first to admit that one of the letters, and I'm going to see maybe if you can guess what it is, hit me up on social media and let me know which letter you think it is, took a little finagling. I had to use thesaurus.com and kind of be like, okay, how do I get this to work? And that's usually what happens. Usually when I do one of these acronyms, a little behind the scenes here, and it's if there's 5 letters, 4 of them are super easy. 4 of them are really, really easy. And then there's one where it's I gotta dig around and I end up maybe with a kind of a weird letter. The word is not a commonly used one, things like that. I think of one of the acronyms that I used a while back, and I can't remember the actual acronym, but the A, and it's not the case today, the A ended up being the word alacrity. Well, alacrity is not a super common word. It's actually a word my dad used all the time. But I got there because I was digging around on thesaurus.com and, okay, I got to go here. And then I found the word. I'm yeah, that kind of means what I want it to mean. It's not exact, but it works. So we got the acronym GREAT here. And it starts with the G, of course, which is general direction. Affiliates need general direction. The first thing your affiliates need is guidance from you. They need a target to aim at, okay? They need to know what to do. Exactly, here's the breakdown of the promotion. They need to know when to do it. They need to know the calendar, right? They need to know how to do it. And also they need to know why to do it. What's the why behind it? Now, we'll talk about this a little bit more in the T, but they need to know some of the backstory. Give them some behind the scenes. Here's why the launch breaks down this way. Here's why we do the webinar on this day, because we found, it converts better and things like that. It works better for our audience. So they need to know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and why to do it. And here's the thing. Don't underestimate your own affiliate marketing experience, okay? And don't overestimate their expertise, all right? So especially when, the underestimating part there, right? Teach them. Share as much as possible about what works in your niche. Share lessons you've learned from promoting launches or affiliate programs. Share success stories. Share experiments you've run. Share your experience promoting certain affiliate offers, right? And then don't overestimate their experience, particularly when it comes to your product or your launch or your program. Just because they're experts doesn't mean that they can't be taught. So don't assume they know everything that they need to know. Don't assume they know what to do. Don't assume they know when to do it, how to do it, or why to do it. Share that stuff with them. Now, as far as things that you can share of your own experience, share takeaways. Maybe you promoted something a couple of months ago and you tried something, or you saw somebody else do something. One of our former clients, Jeff Goins, did a great one. This is probably 5 years ago. He recorded a quick video and just basically shared a lesson that he learned promoting Product Launch Formula. All he did was say, I accidentally did this and it worked really well, and I thought I'd share this with you. You could share a quick video just sharing a single lesson. When you do affiliate trainings, right? This is something that we do with our clients, and we highly recommend that you do, where you host a quick 30, 40-minute training. If you want an example of our training, if you just go to mattmcwilliams.com/affiliate training, and I'll put that link in the show notes, you can get a sample of it. And actually, we'll even give you the slides. We'll give you the slides. You could literally take these slides, tweak them a little bit, and do your own training. Like I'm giving you permission to do that. So don't reinvent the wheel. And then have a lot of Q&A at the end and just answer questions. Record a quick video with like a just super quick lesson, or post lessons to your affiliate Facebook group and things like that. So the big thing is just give them direction, give them guidance. Again, tell them what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and why to do it. So that's the G. The R is the right graphics. They need the right graphics. Now, yes, email is king. More people are doing emails that only have text in them because they tend to have better deliverability rates. Email is king, and text messages are coming up as well, but graphics are still important. You need graphics for their blog posts. You need graphics for their emails if they use graphics in their emails. You need graphics for banner ads. We'll talk about that in a moment. They still are relevant. You need Facebook images and tweetable quotes and things for Pinterest and Instagram. Now, if you want a video of how we provide these to our affiliates, like to make it really stinking easy for them, I'm going to have a link to a YouTube video. It's like a 2-minute video that walks you through how to do that. But you also want to have, headshots, product graphics. So like a spread of your course, if you have a course or whatever, a physical product, show it being used. If it's a course, like show it on a computer screen, show the person exercising, using the weights, whatever it is, right? Screenshots, if there's videos, things like that. And you want to have a dedicated page in your affiliate portal. Okay, now, if you want to keep it really low tech and super simple, you can use like a Google Drive thing, that's fine. But if you're looking to build your own affiliate portal, that's something we can help with. I mean, we've built dozens of really high quality affiliate portals. If you've promoted any of our clients, you've seen them. You know what they look like. So if you're interested in that, just text me at 260-217-4619, and I can give you more information on those portals. But I mentioned banner ads. Like you may be thinking like banner ads, really, what is this, like 2006? No, banner ads still work. They still work in affiliate marketing. And we want to provide good quality banner ads. Now, I wouldn't expect more than about 3 to 5% of your total sales to come from banner ads, but it's 3 to 5%. If you have even a small launch, a $100,000 launch, or let's say you're doing $10,000 a month, well, how'd you like to add an extra $300, $400, $500? That's kind of cool. You look up at the end of the year, that's $5,000-$6,000. That's not bad. If you're a bigger company, it could be $500,000, $600,000. So you need to have different sizes of banners. You need to have a blog sidebar. The traditional size there is 300 by 250. You want to have a leaderboard, which is typically 728 by 90. You want to have a Twitter size and a Facebook size. Those sizes are changing. Pinterest, Instagram, whatever social media networks, LinkedIn that your people are on, you want to have those graphics for them. So we want to give them general guidance. We want to provide them with the right graphics. And the E, we want to provide them with examples of promo plans. One of the most common questions I get when I'm running an affiliate promotion is, what are the best days to email and who do I send it to? And so we created these sample mailing plans. We actually call them our ABC. I love acronyms, apparently, even though that's not really an acronym, but our ABC mailing plans. So the A is all in or aggressive. So this is the plan for people who are in it to win it, or they want to maximize their commissions. This is typically like 15 to 20 emails, and I'll walk you through what that might look like in a moment. The balanced plan, actually, let me skip to the C, the conservative plan. This is like they just want to dip their toe in the water, right? They're not 100% committed to a full promotion yet. And I'll share about that in a moment. That's usually like 5 to 8 emails. And then the balanced plan is the Goldilocks plan, right? It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. This is between the all-in and the conservative. And usually this is about 10 to 13 emails. Now, how I come up with those, so I'm going to give you an example. The all-in plan for one of Michael Hyatt's promotions that we ran, it had 6 emails to their entire list. That's it. Even though this is the all-in plan, there were only 6 to the entire list. 3 to unopens and 7 to engaged contacts. And so what that looked like was 3 emails about the ebook starting on November 21st. You sent the ebook to the entire list. A couple days later to unopens. A few days later to unopens again. Now, they had the Thanksgiving holiday in there, so we had to account for that. So there's like a little bit of a gap. Then a couple days later, they sent the assessment to their entire list, then to unopens. And then a couple days later, the webinar promo. They did a handful of webinar emails, and they went to their entire list, and then again to their entire list for that one. They sent the cart open to their entire list, but they sent the early bird deadline, where there's actually a deadline after like the second day to get a discount. They only sent the early bird deadline to their engaged contacts. These are people who had clicked on previous emails or opted in. Then they had another webinar round, so we did a couple emails to that. And then the cart closed. The last 5 emails pretty much all went to just engaged contacts. Typically, we recommend a cart open and maybe like a mid cart and a closed cart email to your entire list, or at least to like the segment that you want to mail to, because there might be people who didn't opt in for the ebook or the assessment or the webinar, but they will buy the product. And so at least 1 or at least 2 emails to your entire list for that. And so what we do is we come up with that. That was 16 emails. That was the all-in plan. Then what I did was I just backed into, okay, what's the conservative plan? What does that look like? And so we definitely want to send the ebook to our entire list. So I'm like, I go back and I go, okay, 16. So conservative is probably going to be, we'll say 7 emails. And we're probably going to cut the entire list in half. So we'll go 3 emails, maybe 4. We'll go 4 emails to the entire list. And we'll go like 2 to unopens and maybe, 1 to engaged contacts or something like that. Maybe 3 to your entire list. Make it really simple for them. Just 3 emails to your entire list. That's it. 2 to unopens and 2 to engage contacts. And so like ebook to your entire list, ebook to unopens. And then we do like assessment to entire list, assessment to unopens. And then we go webinar to entire list, webinar to unopens. And then a cart announcement, to the engaged contacts, people who clicked on any of those emails, for example. Now, then what I do is I talk them into adding 1 more email about cart close. Maybe the morning of the deadline. Then I just kind of split the difference, with that balance list. But it's super easy. I have a video on how we put them together. Put that in the show notes as well. So it's super easy to put those together. The other thing affiliates need in this, here in this of this example affiliate promotion or, example promotion plan, they need a promo checklist. Like this is by far the simplest way to get more out of your affiliate partners. A simple checklist really works. Really, really works. I mean, affiliates are people, and they are people who own their own business, and they are crazy freaking busy. Here's the thing we have to remember about affiliates. They're not lazy. They're just busy. Your launch, your affiliate promotion, your product is not their number 1 priority. In fact, it probably falls somewhere between get the oil changed and update their Netflix preferences. Like it is not their number 1 priority. It's not even probably their top 3 any given day. So we give them a checklist. Like we created an affiliate promo checklist and it absolutely works. All right. It absolutely works. This checklist is proven to get tons more out of your affiliates. So very simply, it lets them know exactly what dates they should be mailing. It tells them when and where to post on social media, encourages them, to mention the launch in their podcast, their live videos. I mean, the reality is like people like things to be simple. And a lot of people operate better using a checklist. I know I do. And what it does is it puts the whole launch right in front of them. And it encourages them to do more for each piece of content than just send a single email. Like I said earlier, email is king, probably always will be, but you can get some great results from social media and podcasts, especially if you're sharing like the free pre-launch content. And so by keeping everything in front of your affiliates, we've also noticed this significant drop in what we call mid-launch dropouts or mid-promo dropouts. These are people who come out of the gates swinging. They'll send like 200 opt-ins on day 1, and day 3, they'll send another 150, and then they just disappear. So this is a big problem. But we notice that dramatically drops when we have affiliates using this checklist. And so we've noticed with our clients about a 10 to 20% increase in sales since we started using this checklist. That's huge. Now, You might be asking if you need to create a new plan each time you run a promo. The answer is no, you do not. We use the exact same format. Exact same format. So I'm going to put a link in the show notes. You can just grab the template. All right, it's just an editable Word doc. So you could upload it to Google Drive if you wanted to, even copy and paste it into Google Drive. But it's super easy to use. And we update it periodically. You know, I mean, the original version had Periscope and Google Plus on it. I don't know, when's the last time anybody used Periscope? Maybe it's still around. I have no idea. Or, Google Plus doesn't exist. And so we took those off. I think we put, TikTok on there if people are big on TikTok, for example. So grab that template. It's super, super easy to use. All right. So general direction, the right graphics, and you need to give them that E, the example of promo plans. Well, the A is you got to give them amazing swipe copy. Affiliates need amazing swipe copy. Swipe copy is super important. So making it great, making it amazing should be a priority. And that means either taking a lot of time to write it or preferably hiring an expert to do so. All right. You do not want to provide mediocre or bad swipe copy. It's just going to turn them off. You want to make it great. And if you do, they'll go all in for your promotion. So there's 5 mistakes I see with swipe copy. All right. I shared these many, many years ago, and I still see the same mistakes today. I'm not sure if I shared them on the podcast though. So I think I shared them like a blog post, but the 5 mistakes I typically see is number 1, writing it yourself. Now I just said, you got to take a lot of time to write it. Yep. If this is the only option, I'll talk about, I strongly recommend hiring somebody else to write it. It doesn't even have to be a professional copywriter, because as the product owner, you are too close to the product to write great swipe copy. What you have to remember is swipe copy is a guide for your affiliates to use. So it should be written from that perspective of an outsider, right? Not you. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into the product, so you see things differently. So that's mistake number 1, is writing it yourself. Now, I will excuse you if you really genuinely just right now don't have the money to hire somebody. I totally understand. But you need to make sure you are putting yourself in the affiliate's shoes and writing it from their perspective. Second, you don't put images. Some people do use images in their emails very effectively. I don't use them that often. When I do, though, my click rates skyrocket. It should probably be a lesson for me, actually. But, if you don't include images or suggested images, then they might not know necessarily what to use. Third mistake is you only write one version. All right. The problem with this is it assumes that every affiliate has the exact same audience. Your product probably reaches different demographics, different avatars, people who are at different places in their life. They have different struggles. They have different needs. They have different desires. And so you need different versions. Fourth, you write only long or short emails. Now, just like the one I just talked about, the different version, it assumes that every affiliate wants the same kind of copy. Some want the long form. Others prefer short and to the point. So you need to give that to them. And then fifth, you expect them to copy and paste it. In fact, you even encourage it. You tell them, just copy and paste this. No. Okay. We always tell our affiliates not to copy and paste the swipe copy. It is unoriginal. It is ineffective. And a lot of times it backfires. So do not do that. So what do you do instead? Number 1, like I said, hire somebody to write it. Okay. Number 2, include images. The 4 types of things that work particularly well for us are if we're sending to a video screen capture. All right. A video screen capture. You take a video screen capture, put a little play button over that. If you're doing this yourself, it's so easy. You take a screenshot, you upload it to Canva, you put a triangle. It doesn't have to be something, it just looks like a play button. I prefer goofy ones. So I pardon this, but I always prefer a screenshot. If I'm doing a video screen capture, I want a video screen capture that looks like I just smelled a fart, or something like that. I want the goofiest thing possible. If you're running a sale, give them a graphic representing the sale. Stat screenshots. If you mention statistics, then use a screenshot oh, look, here's my increase in traffic to my website. And you see the spike. That's kind of cool. Countdown timers are images. If you have a countdown timer, give your affiliates the code. If you don't, then go get it. I'll put links in the show notes. There's a couple of different services we recommend. They don't even have affiliate programs. I don't even have an affiliate link for them. Create a countdown timer. and give that to your affiliates. Third, you want to write different versions of your swipe copy for different audiences. When I was working with Jeff Goins, I mentioned earlier, first thing I worked with him on was his book launch for The Art of Work. And as we were talking, we kind of identified these 4 core audiences. We had entrepreneurs, faith-based, stay-at-home parents, and what we called dreamers. And so we created specific swipe copy for each of those 4 audiences. And the affiliates loved it. And the cool thing was, if you looked at that list and said, well, I don't have entrepreneurs, dreamers, faith-based people, or stay-at-home parents, you probably weren't a good fit to promote the book. Made that really easy. But if you looked at it and said, yep, I'm faith-based, boom, you could grab the faith-based copy. I've got stay-at-home moms, great. I've got stay-at-home dads, awesome. I've got dreamers, I've got entrepreneurs, boom, you've got it. Fourth, you want to write different lengths of copy. Now, you don't have to do this for every single thing. Like your cart close, final email is probably going to be pretty short. You don't need to write a long version for that. But for your introduction, like the very first email, you want to have maybe a few different versions of the pre-launch content, the first piece. You want to have a different open cart email, probably a day before cart close email. I recommend like a long FAQ version and a short reminder one. And then for the morning of cart close day, you probably want to have a couple different versions. Now, other ones you might have a long and a short version too, but definitely for those 4 things. And then lastly, make it clear that swipe copy is a guide only. They are using it as a guide. They're using it for inspiration. So tell them to make their emails personal and specific for their audience. Show them, I'll put a link to a post that I did about how to use swipe copy, and make sure that you send them to that post. That's kind of self-serving, but do it, right? Just send them to that post to how to use swipe copy. And then lastly, don't forget about social swipe. We found, this is often an overlooked piece of content in launches. We found that between 12 and 18% of all opt-ins come from social media. So it's a big deal. So you need to include versions for, you may be listening to this 5 years from now and there's like 7 new social media networks. But, for us at the bare minimum, we do one for, Twitter. And then we do one that works for like Facebook and Instagram. For if we're in B2B, we'll do one that works for LinkedIn as well. And then, like I said, images that are, sized for that. All right. So we want to give them some guidance. We want to give them general guidance, general direction. We want to give them the right graphics. We want to give them examples of promo plans, and we want to give them amazing swipe copy. And then lastly, we want to give them a team atmosphere. A team atmosphere. Affiliates need to feel like they are part of the process. People support the things that they feel like they're a part of, right? This is true in every aspect of life. If you have a job, you support the initiatives you played a role in planning. If there's a charity, you support the cause that you had a say in choosing. If you're forced to support a charity, it's like, whatever, it's just money, who cares? That's why it's important to make your affiliates feel like they are part of the process, because they are. So we want to create a team atmosphere. That means keeping them updated often. If you're running a launch, don't show up out of nowhere a week before the launch and expect your partners to be excited. You need to include them along the way for weeks or even months ahead of your launch. So give them behind the scenes access, right? I've shared this before, but, just shoot a quick video if you're on set. Share testimonials with them. Post it in the partner group and, just make them feel like what they're doing is having an impact. I remember, about 3 years ago during our launch, we were going through the comments on, so part of our launch, we had a quick start guide and the comments that people were leaving. And I was like, Mark, you got to go post those in the affiliate Facebook group. And he went in and posted, he said, guys, you were seriously changing lives. You were seriously changing lives. And he posted some screenshots of some of the, comments that people left. And one of them, was like, well, I've wanted to do affiliate selling for 20 years and I'm just now going to do it. You were so kind, so dear. I think your program actually might work. You're not too much of a hype guy for me. I've been in business for 40 years, but some of the online guys are just too much hype for me. I don't need hype to sell. I just need to know how, and expertise delivered kindly in a straightforward manner. And there was like all these comments, right? And so Mark then said, okay, here's what I want you to do. Go opt into the guide, or the video, the same comments, basically. Read some of the comments yourself. Seriously, they will pump you up. Add your own response answering Matt's question. Seriously, imagine your people seeing your comment in there about why you are excited about affiliate marketing. #huge. 4, share a screenshot of your comment on social or in an email as social proof of what you're telling your audience. And so he said, I'll bet it helped. You can't tell me that at least one more person doesn't opt in from seeing your comment. And so the point there is share those testimonials, right? Start a Facebook group. You have to have a Facebook group for your affiliates because then you can update them more frequently without clogging up their inbox. Also helps them to connect with each other. Ask for their help. Ask for their opinion on things like logos or messaging. People love to feel a part of a decision like this, and it dramatically increases the buy-in and involvement. And then explain your thinking. If you make a decision, any decision that affects them, let them know your thinking. Don't just announce the change, explain the change. Hey guys, we decided to not do the webinar on Sunday. We're moving it to Monday. Just wanted to let you know. That's a terrible message. No. Hey guys, we decided to cancel the webinar on Sunday because of events that are happening in the world. And we feel like moving it to Monday, just moving it back a day will give people some space to process things over the weekend. You wanted to let you know. So that's the big update or something like that. Or we decided to add a third webinar because, we found that, we actually ended up with 27% of our people in this, that registered for this workshop are in the West Coast, are on West Coast time, Pacific time. So we wanted to give them an option to attend that wasn't the middle of their day or something like that. Explain your thinking. Make them feel a part of the process. So again, give them general direction, general guidance. Give them the right graphics. Give them examples of successful promos and what they need to do. Show them how they need to do stuff, when they need to do it, why they need to do it. And then give them amazing swipe copy and then create a team atmosphere. Make them feel a part of the process. So as you can tell, you've got tangible resources like swipe copy, graphics, checklists. These are important. But the most important resources of all are a feeling of inclusion and general direction and that guiding your affiliate partners. When you provide your affiliates with these 5 things, these 5 must-have, there's no doubt that you'll run a successful program. So come back for the next episode because I've got a juicy one. I'm going to show you how to build your affiliate army. I showed you today what you need to give them. Well, how do you get them? How do you build this affiliate army? I got a great question from Kate Makulova, who asked, how do you find small and medium-sized affiliates and build an army of affiliates? Well, I'm going to answer that in the next episode. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends if you know somebody running an affiliate program. They know, what do I do? What do I give my affiliates? Share this episode with them so they know. And make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode where you're going to learn how to build your affiliate army. Thank you so much for listening today. Remember to check out all of our deep dives into affiliate marketing at theaffiliateguide.tv. And if you have a question, ask it at asktheaffiliateguide.com. Who knows? Maybe you even be featured on an upcoming episode. And lastly, if you haven't yet, make sure to leave a rating and review wherever you're listening to this episode. See you soon.